Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to share my top 10 pregnancy essentials with you. Now disclaimer, these are things that I really needed during my pregnancy. They may not be the same things that you find essential during your pregnancy, but I'm just sharing what worked for me and who knows, they might work for you as well. So I have a list. So number one is a good moisturizer or body lotion. Your skin is going to stretch during pregnancy. You're probably going to get stretch marks. That's just a fact. Sorry if that upsets you, but yeah. You can moisturize as much as possible to keep your skin hydrated and stop that skin cracking and the itchiness. And some products will claim that they will stop stretch marks, but as far as I'm aware, stretch marks are more a genetic thing than anything else. So say if your mum got stretch marks, you're probably going to get stretch marks as well. And those are just the facts. What you can do is use a really good body moisturizer to try and minimize the effects of those stretch marks and to keep yourself comfortable, because there is nothing worse than having dry, itchy skin during pregnancy whilst your skin is expanding and cracking. If you watch my pregnancy update videos, you'll know that during my first trimester and just into my second trimester, I suffered a lot with really itchy skin. So that meant I actually changed around my moisturizer a couple of times during my pregnancy, trying to find the one that would soothe the itch. I started out just using coconut oil, which was what I was using pre-pregnancy. But when I was suffering really badly with the itching, I tried a few different things. I then tried this Still Zero Waste packaged in cardboard. It's called Happy Holistics. I just found it at a local health food store here, and it helped, but it still didn't soothe the itch as much as I needed. I then tried an Aveeno cream, and that is what soothed my itch. However, I then found out that while the moisturizer I was using only included vegan ingredients, it wasn't cruelty free. That company do test on animals, so I didn't repurchase it, and I ended up, I've lastly been using this Sukin moisturizer, which is completely vegan and cruelty free. So a really good moisturizer is something you definitely need to keep yourself comfortable, to accommodate your growing body. It's just really essential, guys. Number two is a good prenatal vitamin. I used these Solgar prenatal nutrients. I used a different brand prior to that and they actually made me feel really nauseous, but this one I found didn't make me feel nauseous, and I know that's a common thing with women and prenatal vitamins. A lot of the time some of them can make you feel queasy, and if you're already suffering with morning sickness, you just don't want anything else that's going to add to that. So you may have to shop around a little bit to find the one that works for you, as I did. Luckily the second one I tried was the one that worked for me. While you should be making sure that you're eating like a healthy enough diet to get all the nutrients that you need to grow a baby and to keep yourself healthy as well, a prenatal vitamin is just a really good backup to make sure that you're definitely getting those nutrients, to get nutrients that aren't easily found in foods, and to make sure you're getting your folic acid, which is really crucial to baby's development. You'll find your healthcare provider at your first prenatal appointment will ask you whether you're taking a folate or folic acid supplement and a multivitamin, and your answer should be at that point yes. My next pregnancy essential was specific to the first trimester and specific to morning sickness, but ginger tea. I was using this Puka 3 ginger tea, and it was helping so much with my morning sickness and nausea that I was having. Yeah, morning sickness isn't great, and whatever you can do to kind of stem it, or at least keep the quease down, it's definitely worth it. For me, that was ginger tea. I know other people get like ginger sweets, even like the seasickness armbands. I didn't go for them. I just used ginger, and that seemed to help quite a bit for me. I also used to keep some hard-boiled sweets on hand, and they would help give me a little bit of a sugar boost and help keep the queasiness at a minimum as well. I found that helped for me. That brings me on to my next essential actually. Number 4 is to have good snacks on hand. You're going to be hungrier than you were pre-pregnancy, which makes sense because you're growing another human and you want to eat as much as possible. I mean, don't go crazy. Don't use pregnancy as an excuse to just shovel everything into your mouth, but make sure you're snacking regularly. It can not only help with morning sickness, it also just helps make sure that you're hitting that calorie count that you're meant to be getting while you're pregnant. I loved having easy snacks on hand like flapjack, which is quite calorie dense, so I only needed a little bit of it to keep me going, which while I was working in my quite busy job and didn't have a lot of time to snack, just a bite of that here and there really helped keep my hunger levels down, keep my energy up, and avoid any lightheadedness, that kind of thing. Number 5. This one might not be for everyone, but I know it is a common problem in pregnancy, especially early pregnancy, which is where it hit for me. People get very snuffled. I had what seemed like a head cold from my entire first trimester, and I couldn't breathe through my nose, which made sleeping at night really difficult. Now, what you may not know is a lot of nasal sprays that are usually used for that purpose to clear out any congestion in your nose, you can't actually use them when pregnant a lot of the time because of the active ingredients in them. They're not safe with pregnancy. What I ended up finding was this Sterimar, and it's a nasal spray that's pretty much just water and sea salt. And it really helped. Another thing that I ended up doing because my issue was so prolonged, in the end I also bit the bullet and bought a humidifier, which doubles as an essential oil diffuser, which I love as well. But that really helped me get some sleep at night because I was just so dry and just so congested. But that really helped for me, especially this one in my first trimester. Next thing is really important, kind of whether you're pregnant or not, but especially when you're pregnant, a water bottle. Like I said, you're going to be very dry. It takes a lot of water content from your body to grow another baby. A huge portion of our bodies are water. You're adding to your body by growing a second human, so it makes sense that you need to stay even more hydrated than ever. I just found that having a reusable water bottle around me at all times was so essential. Your body can just get really dry and you want to stay super hydrated. So having water nearby all the time makes it simple to do that. Number 7. Now this was one thing that I almost didn't splash out and buy, and I'm so glad I ended up doing so because it revolutionized my sleep. Yes, I am talking about the pregnancy pillow. This saved my sleep and saved my sanity. I really struggled to get comfortable, and also, like, you're already up all the time during the night to use the bathroom. You're dry, so you're waking up to have water, and then there's also the problem of being comfortable while sleeping. You're not meant to sleep on your back, you can't sleep on your stomach, and they ideally say sleep on your left hand side, but staying comfortable in the one position or in 2 positions if you're swapping from side to side, as I did and still do, a pregnancy pillow really helps. It helps with the comfort of your hips if you've got it between your knees. It helps you have something to rest on so you're not rolling completely onto your stomach. This one in particular, it's the, what is it, the Dream Genie. I got it at Mothercare here in the UK, and it actually has this section. So that section there is flat, that's just material, and then it's got this big body part that goes down here, but it's also got this little section at the back which you sleep with, like, your kind of chest in this part facing that way, but this part is then behind your back so you don't roll onto your back. There did come a point where I was too big to fit in that center part, so from that point onwards I just swapped that over that side and I just sleep like that way, if that makes sense, and I don't have that part behind me. But this thing has been amazing, and I'm so glad I ended up getting one because I was really on the fence about it, and once I got one it helped so much. Number 8. Now this is a book. I had read about this book online and heard about it through friends as well, and I'm so glad that I found a copy at a secondhand store and picked it up and gave it a read because it really had a huge impact on my pregnancy. It helped reduce any anxiety I had, which, to be fair, wasn't a great amount. I've always loved the idea of pregnancy and childbirth, and I've always been one of those people who's felt really calm and happy about the idea of it all, but I know there are people who suffer with extreme anxiety when it comes to the idea of, say, childbirth, for example. But this book definitely helped quell any anxiety I did have over childbirth and pregnancy as a whole. It also helped shape how I wanted my prenatal care to be. It helped me dream up my birth preferences. It helped lead me towards the type of birthing classes we went for, which was hypnobirthing. And it is just all around given me a whole different outlook on pregnancy and childbirth. It really just revolutionized my pregnancy journey, really, and it really just helped me see how much what I'm going through is such a natural thing that thousands of women have done before me, and that it's all going to be okay, everything is fine, and even if things do go wrong, which really there isn't a wrong, there's just childbirth, there's just pregnancy and childbirth, and there's so many different outlets that come with that. It's helped me feel such a sense of calm and okayness with whatever will happen. So I would definitely suggest this book if you are pregnant or if you're thinking about becoming pregnant. This has some really great information and insight that could really make a difference for you. So I would definitely recommend that. Number 9, comfortable, well-fitting clothing. You're going to need maternity clothing. I ended up getting some maternity clothing items, including the jeans I'm wearing right now actually. I got them all from a secondhand store, but things like maternity bras I bought firsthand. You're going to need them. Your body's going to change, and the worst thing is feeling uncomfortable within your body. You may not feel like maternity clothing is going to be cute or whatever, but trust me, there's some really cute maternity clothing out there, and the main thing is that you're comfortable. You don't want to be uncomfortable whilst you're also a whole lot of kilos heavier than you usually are. Your balance is off because you've got a bump hanging out the front of you. You want to be comfortable. It's the most important thing. You don't want to be wearing an ill-fitting bra. Your boobs are probably going to be sore in the beginning of pregnancy too, so you want a bra that maybe doesn't have underwire or maybe is soft cup. Things are going to change, and you need to change with them. And my number 10 essential, which I'm actually drinking right now, is red raspberry leaf tea. Now, I've only been drinking this in my 3rd trimester, and I know there's a lot of different views on it online. Some midwives swear by the fact that you can drink it all the way through your pregnancy. Some say only drink it in your 3rd trimester. Some people believe it can bring on contractions. Some people believe it is purely a uterine strengthener. I'm drinking it to strengthen the uterus. I'm not drinking it to bring on labour, but I'm drinking currently 3 cups a day, and I started out drinking 1 cup a day at the beginning of my 3rd trimester. Obviously, if you're worried because you've read all the different views that there are online about red raspberry leaf tea, talk to your midwife, talk to your own healthcare provider, and figure out what you're comfortable with. But I love this stuff. The whole thing with it, as far as I've read and researched, is that it strengthens the uterus, which is a big positive. It's hopefully going to help make those contractions even more effective. As far as the research goes that I've read into and that I am content with, it doesn't bring on contractions unless your body is already ready to go into labour. So maybe once I'm overdue, if I ramp up my drinking of this, it might help me go into labour, but only if my body is ready to go into labour, if that makes sense. As I said, I'm not drinking it to bring on labour yet. I'm drinking it to strengthen everything down there to prepare for childbirth. And it tastes good too, and it helps keep me hydrated as well. Double purpose. Triple purpose. And that's it. Those are my top 10 pregnancy essentials. As I said, these were things that I have loved during my pregnancy. Some of them may be true for you as well. You might find them helpful. If you have any other pregnancy essentials, leave them in the comments below. I want to know what you found helpful. I know pregnancy can be so different for everyone, so I'll be really interested to see what you found helpful and what maybe you didn't find helpful. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!